What is this thing found in an antique shop in the UK? It's small, only about 16 centimeters long and 1 centimeter wide at the widest part. It looks like a pair of tweezers, but it can't grab anything or bend inwards at all. It only stays in that position. Using it as a clip or as tweezers would break it. The tongs part of it doesn't bend inwards at all. I only doubt it's a paper clip because I've had other things from the same shop that were labeled wrong. Any ideas? It's a 19th century pricking out dibber, designed specifically for handling very young seedlings without damaging their roots. Here's another one from the Garden Museum in London. Early seed dibbers were made from bone. They were valued for their ability to gently lift seedlings from crowded seed trays or pots and poke precise planting holes in potting soil, ensuring careful handling of delicate roots during transplanting. What is this antique pewter button from a museum? A person who works at a military museum in Canada is looking for more information on this button found in their collection. Filed under the early 1800s to early 1900s, but people at the museum cannot agree whether it says J5, GF, or GS. The button is approximately 1 inch in diameter and seems to have been clipped intentionally. Unfortunately, there was no information about where the button was found. I believe it says J5, as I have never seen a G styled like that before. It is a similar kind of font to some Napoleonic buttons I found online, but they didn't appear to use letters and numbers, just numbers. Any info would be helpful. Thank you in advance. That's a 15th Regiment of Foot button. The 15th Regiment of Foot was a British Army regiment that served in Canada during the 7 Years' War, from 1756 to 1763. In 1782, the regiment became the 15th, the Yorkshire East Riding, Regiment of Foot. The J5 on it is intriguing, because traditionally you'd expect it to have a 15, or the regimental insignia. It might refer to a company, battalion, or equipment code, such as Jacket Number 5, or Company J, Soldier Number 5. However, J was often avoided in military designations historically, as it could be confused with I. I was sorting through some drawers and found this, about 4 centimeters or just over 1.5 inches in diameter, quite heavy, with the same pattern on the other side. My first thought was some kind of medallion, given the shape and design. I thought the lines and flowers might have been Asian. Does anyone have any info? It's a 1920s Ingram mantle clock pendulum. I have one exactly, and I mean exactly the same as this, and I found it in Essex, England, on a piece of ground between a church and a fort. The E. Ingram Clock Company was established in 1857 in Bristol, Connecticut, and was one of the premier American clock manufacturers of the 19th and early 20th centuries. Founded by Elias Ingram, a skilled cabinet maker and clock case designer, the company became renowned for its innovative designs, durable mechanisms, and affordable prices. What is this thing found in a community ceramic studio? Around 11 inches long and made of wood. It could be a dibble, but I'm not sure why it would be in a ceramics class. A dibble is used to make a hole for seedlings when you plant them. Any ideas? It's a pestle from a cone strainer. My folks used one of these to juice tomatoes. It was patented on October 6, 1925, by John H. Wilson of New Kensington, Pennsylvania, for the Aluminum Cooking Utensil Company. What are these 5 hook things on a display board on a pub wall? It's made of wood and metal, about 60 by 60 centimeters, with mechanical-looking nuts and bolts, etc. It has a sign with 200 on it, but the rest of the words are scrubbed out. What was it intended for? It's an old elevator speed controller from the mid-20th century. The elevator motors switched through 2 or 3 speeds to prevent jerky motion when starting and stopping. Bars and other similar places will often have weird stuff on the walls, and the entire point of them is to spark conversation. What is this small metal tool with knobs that move the spikes, found with a bunch of other 19th to early 20th century tools related to shoemaking and textiles? We were going through a vast farmhouse archive going back 200 to 300 years, but nobody here knows what it is. My guess is something to do with making clothes, but we'd love to know the exact purpose. Thanks for any assistance. It's a 19th century watchmaker's depthing tool, a precision instrument used to measure and adjust the depth of engagement between two gear wheels, typically a wheel and a pinion, in a mechanical watch or clock movement. The depth of engagement is determined by adjusting the screw on the front of the tool. What is this vintage wall-mounted unit with a fabric front found mounted on the wall in an older UK building? It has a beige fabric front panel, a red indicator light, and a large rotary dial. There's a grill section near the center and a brown plastic louver or flap below it. It's plugged into mains power with a heavy cable, and the lower corner has a blue Seal-Event badge. No model number visible from the front, and possibly 1960s or 1970s. I would love to know what it was used for. It's an old Seal-Event fresh flow combined ventilator from the 1960s to the 70s. We used to have those in our house growing up. Here's a newer version of it. It is supposed to allow a controlled amount of fresh air to enter the room through a trickle vent, without opening windows. What is this cast metal controller of some sort? I'm moving into an old house and came across a can full of these metal pieces. They look like some sort of switch or controller, maybe for a stove or fireplace flue. It's a cast metal woman with a hat, riveted to an arm with a serrated notch at one end. One side of the base is stamped CF around an anchor, and the other side, Brevet SGDG, which means Breveté sans garantie du gouvernement, or patent without government guarantees. I'm in Ontario near the Quebec border, so it could be Quebecois rather than continental French origin. Any thoughts? It's a Victorian shutter holder, also known as shutter dogs or shutter catches. It's a decorative and functional hardware component used in the 19th century to secure wooden window shutters on Victorian-era buildings. The woman's head lifts up and falls forward to allow the shutter to pass. Then you upright the head and it locks at 90 degrees. We found this small sealed glass vial that had washed up on the beach in Fife, Scotland. Should I resist the urge to crack it open? It's completely sealed with a nub on top and a non-viscous orange liquid sealed inside it. It looks like it has been washed up on the beach. Any idea what this could be? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.